Do you have a program for me where I can just sign up just to get in shape? I really don't want to do it, but I'm just, looking to get in shape physically.
You're more than welcome to come to the office. We have a small gym, and
Sebastian Gonzalez. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. How old are you?
19.
All right.
He
So,
looks young.
yes. Well, I mean, because he is young.
Yes, he is.
So what is happening with this case?
We're gonna work it out, I think, Judge. So if I can get a reset to have him start and hopefully complete a couple of the things that the state's asked him to do.
All right.
Just-
So,
Sorry, just as far as discovery visit's been completed, tendered an offer for resolution to them that would take maybe 30 days to get.
okay.
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. You're in adult felony court, and I'm telling you this for your own good. This nonsense that young people are doing, it will come back to bite you when you're trying to further your career and do other things. So you need to make sure that you stay on the straight and narrow. And if there are any friends that are out there who are pulling you away from the straight and narrow, they're not your friends, because they should be wanting the best for you instead of having you come into felony court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you see the people in the box, those are people who are brought over from the jail. All right? So do better. Okay? All right. So you want a 30-day reset?
You think?
Yes, please.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset.
Thank you, Judge. May we fix these?
Oh, once we get the date.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, May 20th.
Yes.
Are you in school?
No, ma'am.
All right. What are you doing with your life?
I thought I went to the Marines.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you
Been
what.
accepted, Judge, and so if we can get this resolved, he was supposed to ship out and they didn't realize it until they checked again.
Mhm.
And then this warrant came up, and so we have been desperately trying to get this worked out.
All right, let's go. Because he's going to the Marines. Let him go.
Yes, Judge, please.
If you just give, if we could just have a 2-week reset, because I need some stuff from Ms. Headland to put in the file.
I
What do
will
you
have a
need?
letter to you, and
Well, is the recruiter here?
I don't have him on the phone. I don't.
Can he zoom in?
I could
Would
call
he be
him on the
willing to
phone.
Zoom?
I can see if he could.
Will that help? I'm trying to get him
Okay.
to
that
his
would be so
military
awesome.
base. Because I don't want him, I would always, whenever I was in school, I was like, I want to stay with my class, the milestones with my class. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
let him do his milestones. And if you still can't do it, let me know. But I'm trying to.
The other thing too is he did voluntarily went to a rehab last August to September for 5 weeks in Wimberley. I asked him on the way over here, well, how did that go? And he said, well, I was in there with a lot of people that had heroin, cocaine
Mhm.
addiction. And he goes, and I was in there for a week. I go, but you see how they got there. And so he recognizes that. His grandmother has raised him. His family contacted me when they found out about this. He was, what's it called? MEPS? What's that?
MEPS.
MEPS.
The
He was
military
on his
peace
way
process.
to be sent off. Were you going to San Diego or?
So I'm sending you
And
my
then
phone.
Well,
they
they just
ran
did-
it just
well,
to get him onto the.
Sometimes things happen.
Mhm.
San Diego, I think they just had a earthquake or
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
So you missed
There
that.
you go.
Hopefully everybody in San Diego is okay. Then this is what I want y'all to do. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. I want you to get your recruiter on the phone so that the state can know that you have the recruiter. Because let me just tell you, do I think you're signing up and going to the military? Yes, because your attorney has told me so. But sometimes people will say, ooh, I'm going to the military. Then they don't. So get your recruiter on the phone. Let the state be a part of the conversation, and then y'all come back to me and maybe we can take care of this today and you can be off in the military, and I'll send my prayers for you when you go into the military, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's do that, and then you guys
That
come
would
back and
be
approach.
Amazing. Thank you. Judge.
All right, and remember my drug course that I just gave you.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, David Escobedo.
Judge, here for-
All right, if he'll come forward. No, where is he?
Yeah, he's here. I just told him to sit down before he called.
Okay.
Morning, man.
Good morning. So where are we on discovery?
I have requested blood discovery. the state said they're gonna be requesting it from GPS Labs. And we'll see where we go from there. I filed a 3914 request. The state asked if I had filed a motion. I said, I believe it's still discoverable under 3914. He agreed, but he wasn't sure whether or not they would produce it.
All right, so let me just tell everybody this. When I was in law school, my trial ad professor was Judge Barton. You know, they called him the smiling assassin.
No, I didn't. get
Because,
anything.
well, they call him the smiling assassin because he would smile at you, dress you down, and you didn't know you had been dressed down until you go back to your seat. And you're like, because I saw him tell somebody, your use of demonstrative evidence was ineffective at best. And you know, he's smiling at you when you say it. So you walk away and you're like, oh, wow. Did you, wait a minute, what? So this is what he would always tell us. He said, even though there is something that you know you're entitled to, if somebody is saying, hey, just file a motion because I need it. He said, if it's no big deal, just, you know, file it. So I appreciate you for saying, you know what, I'm entitled to it. I know I'm entitled to it, but I'm just going to file it because it'll probably make his job easier, getting it to DPS and everything. So I appreciate that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 45-day reset because usually it takes a little bit of while for the blood discovery. It may or may not be in by that time. I don't know, but we shall see. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 45-day reset.
We're gonna get it resolved because it's affecting.
All right. So we're going to come back on May 29th.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused, and thank you for coming dressed appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, but
Okay. Oh, no, Paul Bell is here.
We're here, Your Honor.
All right, you have your black umbrella. Are you anticipating something?
There was a little drizzle on the way in, Your Honor, and I hate to be the attorney walking to his car looking like a fool.
Yeah. Or somebody taking your umbrella?
That's,
Keep an eye on it.
that's happened at least twice in this courthouse.
Okay, let me see. This is, all right, Miss Abrams.
Yes, Judge.
On Mr. Bell, they're asking for early termination. So when you get a chance, if you can look through it, and I'm going to take some testimony and see what's going on. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0058, State versus Paul Bell. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Austin Hagee representing Mr. Bell.
And are you Mr. Bell? All right, so you were placed on 2 years deferred adjudication on April 1st, 2025 for assault, family choking, strangulation. Your attorney has filed a motion asking that your probation be terminated. And so, as you all know, in cases involving where there are victims, complainants, I always want input from the complainant as well. And of course, it goes without saying, if probation is not in agreement, then for a reason that the court deems appropriate, then it will not be granted. For example, if you've had prior violations while you've been on probation, those type of things. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Hagee,
At
you may
this-
proceed.
At this point in time, I would call Kim Bell.
All right. If you can unmute, please. And do you have any objection to this witness being by Zoom, State?
No objection from the state.
All right. Ms. Bell, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kim Lisa Bell.
All right, and we have standing in for the state.
Ashley Jones for the record.
All right, defense, you may proceed with your witness.
Hi, Kim. How long have you known Mr. Bell?
About over 32 years.
And how long have you been married to him?
32 years.
And y'all have had a relationship throughout this case.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, y'all been together throughout the case, and y'all are together at this moment now.
Yes,
And y'all still live together right now.
that's correct.
Okay. Are you in support of him being early terminated from probation?
100%.
And you would like for the state to allow him to do that?
Yes,
Is there anything else you want to share with the court?
I do actually.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel that the time that Paul has been on probation, he has done what he had to do through the courts. He's done what the DA and what the judge has requested him to do. I feel that Paul has been extremely remorseful for what happened that evening. We've never had an incident since. Everything's been great between him and I and our marriage and our family. We're still together and we're planning to still spend another 32 years together.
Thank you very much, Kim. Pass the
You're
mic.
welcome.
Any questions?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Hi, Ms. Bell. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, my name's Ashley Jones. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. You said just now that, while he's been on probation, he's been good and he's done everything that the court has asked. Do you think being on probation has helped facilitate that, his behavior?
I just think Paul as a person has helped facilitate that behavior. I think that he realized that he did something wrong that evening, and I think that he has been steadfast trying to rectify that situation, not only for myself and for himself and us as a couple, but also for our family.
Okay. And you can understand how, at least from the state's perspective, that when somebody hurts another individual, we have to look out for the safety of that individual, right?
Of course.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any follow-up? Any objections to the court asking questions? All right. So I have a few questions for you. The first one is, other than this incident, have there been any prior issues or arguments that turned physical with Mr. Bell?
Your Honor, are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking Mr. Hagee.
Now I'm asking you.
Okay. No.
So what caused this to happen? Because it would seem to the court that normally things don't escalate this way. So why did it escalate to a choking?
I can't answer that. He's never done this to me before.
All right. And did you all complete couples counseling? Because my understanding that was what you requested, because normally I can't force people who are not under my jurisdiction to do counseling, but as a part of his conditions of probation, because the state didn't object to you having contact and you wanted to have contact with him, you wanted the court to order couples counseling. So was that completed?
No, we didn't complete the counseling due to the fact that we were seeing a pastor and the pastor got extremely ill and he just stopped seeing a lot of his clients. And then the church called us and said that he wasn't seeing clients anymore.
All right. And how long have you been married to Mr. Bell?
In February 9th would be 32 years.
All right. Any other questions?
Just
Me?
briefly.
No, I'm asking the state or the attorneys if they have any other questions.
Okay.
Just briefly. Ms. Bell, you understand about the cycle of violence?
Yes.
Okay, how there's a blow up and then everything is good for a period of time until there's another blow up.
Yes.
And you can understand how the state, at least in this case, is worried about that second blow up.
Yes.
No further questions.
All right.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Your Honor. Mr. Bell's completed several courses as a part of his probation. Kim, is that right?
Oh, you're
No,
asking
it's
me?
not for you. It's for her.
Yeah, she's
Oh.
the witness right now. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I'm confused because I'm not in the courtroom, so I don't see I don't see your face. So I don't know who you're talking to. So
All right. So
Okay.
you're still on the witness stand.
yes.
So all questions that are being directed towards you.
Okay.
If there are no more questions directed towards you, I will let you know. So
Thank
just
you.
assume that all of the questions are being asked of you. You may
Okay.
proceed.
Thank you.
This is Austin. I'm asking you a question right now. The question I have is, do you know if Paul completed any courses during his probation?
From what I understand, he completed all the courses that were required that he needed to be completed by the court.
And you said you saw a positive change in him throughout the course of this probation.
Yes.
All right. What changes did you see with regards to his ability to parent?
I feel like he listens more, he's more understanding. He's tries to create a better environment in regards to making Nadia feel that she can go up to him and talk to him about whatever issues that she's having. He's more open and receptive in regards to with like certain issues when it comes to let's just say an example like her having a little boyfriend, even though she's 11, but still we're trying to, finagle the parenting role like any parent would.
And since he's done batter's intervention classes, how has his communication with you changed?
Oh, he's much better. I feel like he tries to do the more listening and talking situation instead of trying to just talk over me.
All right. Any further questions?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right. There are no more questions for you. Defense, any other witnesses?
I will call him Paul Bell.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Paul Bell.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. Bell, we're applying for early termination of your community supervision. You understand why we're here today?
Yes,
You've completed all the requirements of your community supervision?
yes,
You've reported every time you've been asked to report?
yes,
Have you had any violations?
no,
Failed any drug tests?
no,
Any alcohol tests?
no,
Completed all your coursework?
yes,
Have you learned a lesson from this?
absolutely.
Do you ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again?
Any questions?
Yes. Mr. Bell,
I'm sorry, I can only hear on the left side.
that's okay. Hi, I'm Ashley Jones. We haven't met before, but I just have a couple questions
Sure.
for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this is what we can do, since you can only hear on that side. State if you'll just talk to him from this side, because I need to see his face.
I just got over a bad ear infection,
Mhm.
so I can only hear on my left side.
No problem.
So, just a couple questions I have for you. You understand what you did was wrong,
Yes,
and you were sentenced by this court to a term of probation.
yes,
Okay. And although you've completed everything on your probation, you can understand how the state is still concerned for the safety of the victim.
yes,
Okay. And one way to alleviate that concern from the state is to keep monitoring our defendants who are on probation. Would you agree with me?
yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, I have a few questions. Oh, and you all can switch back.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Right. You had to take the batterer's intervention program.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you learn?
Well, we learned quite a bit. It was a very group-oriented type interaction. The facilitator for the course was very interactive.
No, but what have you personally learned?
Personally learned just how to be a better person, be a better man, a better husband.
What does that mean?
I guess, for myself in the past, like my wife mentioned, a lot of times that, I would want to speak first and not listen more. I think it allowed me to kind of just take that approach of being more of an active listener and to, have a little more compassion with my approach and with others' approach to me, to understand that, empathy can go a long way, especially when having a relationship with anybody.
All right, and what did you learn from parenting classes?
Well, just, children that, and we have two older children, we have a 31-year-old and a 28-year-old, and now we have an 11-year-old, actually 12. She just turned 12. That going through the changes in their lives, for myself, it's just understanding that and being a little more, I guess, receptive to the changes that they are going through. And for my daughter, Nadia in particular, I have a chance with her more than I had with my other two, because of my 27 years in the military did not allow me to be as home as often. So now with my 12-year-old, I have a chance to kind of redo some of those things, or, make things better for myself and for my family that I couldn't do for my older two.
All right, any other questions?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, any other witnesses?
No witnesses from the defense, Your Honor.
State, any other witnesses?
No witnesses from the state, Your Honor. Just
All right,
argument.
probation, if I could have some input.
Judge, Mr. Bell has completed his VIP course. He's completed his parenting class, his mental health evaluation. He's submitted all negative UAs. All of his fees are paid off. He reports as he needs to. He's been, from the notes, a very good probationer, Judge.
And is probation in favor of early termination?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. If there are no issues, the court will grant early termination, but that early termination will not be signed or take place until May 8th, because we have something coming up in San Antonio where people sometimes don't behave as they should, called Fiesta. So early termination, if there are no issues, will be granted on May 8th.
Thank you.
Right.
May 8th, it'll be signed. Yeah, we've still got a couple more weeks.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Not from the state.
All right, thank you. Just counsel, you can just come by yourself if you want on May 8th, and it will be signed.
I'll come urgent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No, Norma, you don't need to set it. Defense should bring it. You're welcome. All right, Ms. Hetland, do you have an update?
And they're supposed to be logging in, Judge.
Oh, who is it?
Either Sergeant Flores.
It's
or-
Flores. Oh, come forward.
Okay.
Oh, if you can unmute for me, please. Hello, are you Sergeant Flores?
Good morning, ma'am. I am.
All right, so we're just here because Sebastian Gonzalez is stating that he is enlisting in the Marines. Is that true?
That is correct. He started the process already. But
All right, so
Yes,
my
yes.
understanding is the only thing that is holding him back is this case. Is that correct?
that is correct.
I didn't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
All right, so state.
Yeah, well.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure this case is taken care of. It's going to be taken care of today so that he can complete his process with. I expect you all, because he's 19, y'all had better take care of him.
Yes, ma'am. We will.
Now, I know you all say that, but I've had people in the military, a lot of my family members, and then once you sign on the dotted line, your life is not your own. But make sure you get everything in writing. This is the contract attorney and me coming out. All right, is there anything else you'll need from him?
No, ma'am. Just for him to continue being and doing what he's been doing so far. So same motivation, same enthusiasm, and same attitude.
All right, well, I can tell you one thing, you're gonna be in shape physically. So there you go. Maybe I should, do you have a program for me where I can just sign up just to get in shape? I really don't want to do it, but I'm just, looking to get in shape physically.
You're more than welcome to come to the office. We have a small gym and we can create a workout plan for you.
He says that, and where are you located? See, I'm serious. See, he laughs now. He's like, I don't know about that.
Silas knows. He knows. He
She's-
knows where we're located.
She's not gonna push back from the table. All right. So we'll make sure that he has any dismissal form that you need so that he can take that to you. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for your service.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have somebody hiding in the back over your shoulder.
I know.
Hi.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Flores.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye-bye.
All right.
Doing
Good
our
luck
job
to you.
Recruiting away.
Yes. Be safe. Okay.
Ma'am.
And I'll always keep you in my prayers. I always remember, people think I don't, but I remember everybody that comes before me. So be safe out there, okay? All right, they're gonna give me the they're gonna give me the dismissal. I'm gonna sign it and
Get copies.
yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Who's here on Emilio Lopez?
Your Honor.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Very good.
Hello, Mr. Lopez. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Counsel, where are we on discovery?
Judge, they have provided me discovery. I am in the presence of reviewing it. It's his first setting. I also spoke to the state. They need to confer with the victim in the case prior to making me an offer. And then we should be able to sign a discovery acknowledgement at the next setting, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, I was just brought, this one signed CT and then we just brought to our attention this morning. It should be hands on. So I need to have contact with the victim so we can make the appropriate offer.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you put this on May 20th? All right, we're gonna come back on May 20th. And at that time, state an offer will be due.
Yes, that's.
All right. Once you sign the reset form, you excuse. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
I just, Judge, real quick, I just want
Yes.
to verify the date because I think I'm okay
Okay.
on that date, but I have a jury trial that week. No, it's on the
All
22nd. I'm okay.
All right.
20th
Thank
will
you.
work. Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
Have a good one. Just have a seat and they'll bring the reset form to you. Who's here on Victoria Villarreal? Hello. How are you doing this morning? Oh, yes. All right, counsel, are you ready to proceed on the motion to revoke or no?
Yes, Your Honor, ready to proceed this morning.
All right. Could I have a file stamp for a motion to revoke, please? Thank you. Did you do a trial court cert?
In my haste, I may have forgotten that.
Okay, you may need to get it from the clerk.
I got it right here, Judge. I can sign right now and I have my client sign as well. I already explained everything with her.
Court is calling 2020 CR 2212 State versus Victoria Castro Villarreal. Can I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris Edelman for the state.
Renee Munoz on behalf of the defendant.
And are you Ms. Villarreal?
Yes.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Victoria Castro Villarreal who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 2212 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams on July 2nd, 2020 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
In Bear and/or DeWitt County, Texas, the defendant Victoria Castro Villarreal did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
No objection to the state waiving the remaining conditions.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
No.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? All right, you're whispering.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
I believe so, to adjudicate and sentence to 2 years TDC.
That is our understanding of the recommendation to the court, Your Honor.
What has she done on probation?
She has not reoffended, not picked up any new offenses, ever since this possession charge, Judge. In relation to her criminal history, this possession charge is the only thing she ever had. She may have bit off more than she can do in terms of the supervision. There was some issues with family that caused her to be somewhat homeless, mom losing the apartment that they were in, not affording her the opportunity to check in. And she was scared at that moment and just kind of just didn't check in because she thought she was going to get picked up at that point in time. Shortly after the issues with the family home. So she just didn't check in, Judge. But in reference to this charge and to the decision before the court, we asked the court to look at the charge which she's on probation for, she was on probation for, which is possession of controlled substance. It's a nonviolent offense. There are no victims other than the state of Texas and her doing this to herself in terms of the drug usage and the wear and tear on her body, Judge. She has 4 granddaughters. She wants to be there for them, to look over them. She has explained that she currently does not suffer from using substances in terms of addiction, but at the time of this offense, she was dealing with that. I went back to the original case and looked at the circumstances of that case, and it seems like the officer had seen a straw pop out of her pocket and there was some residue on it, which led them to uncovering some methamphetamine in her purse. Although it is classified as a second-degree offense, Judge, it was more or less around the 4-gram range. I think it was like 4.3 grams. So I know that's a large range, the 4 to 200, but we're at the bottom range of that, Judge. So I went over the options with my clients, notified her that staying on probation was going to be a stretch because of the amount of time that she had not checked in. But we're just asking for the honorable court to sentence her in reference to the offense, which is the possession charge. We know that she didn't do much of anything on probation, but she did stay out of trouble and did not pick up any new offenses ever since this 2020 offense, Judge. So this would be the first felony conviction for her and the first time for her going into prison. So being that that's the case and the circumstances, Your Honor, we're asking that the court honorably enter into the 2-year recommendation. I did notify my client that the recommendation is not binding on the court, but I told her I would offer this mitigation to the court so we can get a better look that she's not a career criminal or threat to the community or society.
All right, I have some questions for you. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record. All right, so did you complete intensive outpatient treatment with probation?
No, that's outpatient.
No,
Did you provide proof of employment?
no, I didn't do transport. I'm working.
I'm sorry?
We went because my mom had to get out of her house. So we had to move to Clark County.
All right, so how old are you?
Before
All right, so you're 40. You're depending on your mom to support you, and
when I
because,
first got out. I was trying to get back on my feet.
okay.
I didn't let him get on, like the RV, on the property, have like an RV.
All right, so let me just tell you my issues with you. My issues are that we were here previously before for your not reporting, and you continue to not report. Reporting is the easiest thing to do on probation. All you have to do is report, and you didn't. That's a problem. And I don't know if you're clean or not clean.
Well, I like to got my granddaughters, cause my son, I lost my kid's GPS, but I got my children back, they aged out.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna leave my grandkids on something stupid like I did.
Well, here's the thing. You're saying you're not going to lose your grandchildren. You are. You're about to go to prison.
Now I have no choice, but I have no drugs.
I think the issue, Judge, if I may interject, and I apologize to the court for this, is that the time she was dealing with these issues of non-reporting, she was also seemingly dealing with her addiction issues. And I just feel that maybe after SATIF, which she did complete, Judge, that maybe some more intensive care would have been in line, but I feel like she was still struggling with those issues, which made reporting a little difficult for her, and she probably was fearful. But I've explained to her sometimes, a lot of the times we have to face our fears, because if not, they're eventually going to catch up with us, and it's going to be much more detrimental to our future than just facing up to the fear. And she's taken responsibility and accountability, Judge. She knows what she did was not correct. We're not asking that she be continue on probation. We understand the court wants to adjudicate her, but we're asking that the term of years is on the lower end, as she's first time going to prison, first time being a convicted felon, and not reoffending, Judge.
Probation, has she done anything on probation?
Judge, she completed 119 days in Saturday.
All right.
She was working on it, Judge.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will revoke. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, request a therapeutic community. There's $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, credit for any time served in SATA. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. Obviously, you have a drug problem. When you are released from prison, if you cannot find a place to go, if I'm still here, you come back here, I'll pick up the phone, call, so you can get in a place so you can maintain your sobriety. Because when you don't, one or two things going to end up happening. Either you're going to go down this line where you're going to constantly be in and out of jail, in and out of prison, or either you're going to get some bad drugs and somebody's going to have to identify your body. And usually the person they have identify the body is a family member. So it's going to, maybe your mom, maybe your children, maybe your grandchildren. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
May we go on the record briefly?
Yes.
So I can state the SATIF dates upon a completion?
Yes.
As per the probation's court summary and also verification of my client, that she completed SATIF for the dates of August 20th, 2021 through December 17th of 2021. And counsel just wanted to get that on the record.
All right, and if you'll just make sure that the clerks have that time.
Definitely will, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And I see you already have your jury trial set.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2024 CR 008-420 State versus Johnny Della Rosa. If I can have parties announce.
Megan Galloway for the state.
Robert Mauer for defendant, Judge, and I have one witness that's going to testify, his mother. So she's the mother. I'll call you up.
People just moving around the courtroom. You know, if people don't know, you know, they're forgiven, but once you know. All right, defense has filed a motion for a bond reduction. State, have you had a chance to review the motion?
Yes, Judge.
Do you all have an agreement or no?
No, Judge.
All right, then defense, you may proceed. Do you have any witnesses?
I do, Judge. I'd like to call Patricia De La Rosa.
All right, Ms. Della Rosa, if you'll come forward, can you raise, just one moment. I'm on allergy medicines and it's drying me out a lot. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Trisha De La Rosa.
May I proceed?
Yes.
Ma'am, you understand we're here because we filed a motion requesting that the court reduce your son's bond from its current amount of $75,000?
Yes,
Okay, and have you spoke with any bondsman about what it would cost you to bond your son out based upon this amount? And who have you spoken to?
his name is De La Garza,
Okay, and how much did Mr. De La Garza quote you to bond Johnny out on the $75,000 bond?
3,000.
Okay, is that as a deposit, and the rest, was there more payments required after that?
Yes,
And do you have the financial ability to make that bond?
I have 1,200.
Okay, so you can't make the $3,000 bond. Are you asking the court to reduce the bond to $50,000?
Yes, sir.
And do you own any real estate free and clear that you could put up for the bond?
No,
Do you own any, do you have any stocks or bonds that you could put up?
no, sir.
Or any other property that you could put up to bond him out?
No,
So if the only means you have of bonding him out would be if the court reduced the bond down to $50,000.
yes,
And you understand if the court did that, he would still have a GPS condition and other conditions imposed by the court.
yes.
I pass the witness.
All right, state.
Ms. Delarosa, what do you do for work?
I'm a caregiver.
Okay, and as far as your payment goes, I mean, about how much money do you make per week or monthly, whatever's easier for you?
Monthly, 1,200 a month.
And so as a caregiver, you're going into people's homes and providing care for them?
Yes,
Okay, and about how many clients do you see?
during the week one and on the weekend one.
Okay, and do you work for like a company?
Yes.
Is that, okay, is there the ability for you to pick up more clients or? No?
I just picked up one for the weekend.
Oh, and as far as Mr. De La Rosa goes, or the person that you spoke to, Mr. De La Garza, was that an attorney that was gonna help you with the bond?
No, he owns I don't know if he owns, but
He works at a bail bond company. And you just reached out to him or did you reach out to any other bonding?
I reached out to another one and I have to get back.
Okay, and as far as, I guess, Mr. De La Rosa, have you ever had to bond him out of jail before?
Yes, I have.
Do you remember, was that in 2022?
I think so.
Oh, all right, pass the witness, Your Honor.
I'm nothing further.
All right, thank you so much
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
coming in to
Thank you.
testify. All right, any other witnesses?
No, Judge, just argument.
All right, so what is,
Just-
and the court is reviewing State's Exhibit number 1. Thank you. All right, court will hear argument.
Judge, my client's bond is currently set at $75,000. It's beyond his family's financial ability to make the bond. I believe with the current conditions already set of GPS, I think with full house arrest, a $50,000 bond would be reasonable in light of those circumstances. His family could afford to post that bond, and the GPS would ensure any concerns about safety of the community.
All right, State.
Judge, just based on what was provided in State's Exhibit number 1, we're asking the bond to stay at 75,000. Just based on State's Exhibit number 1, I have concerns about the safety of the victim. Should Mr. De La Rosa be released?
All right, I've heard argument. I reviewed all evidence in this case that was submitted to the court. The motion for bond reduction is denied.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes. All right, so we have an issue. And it's with regards to the paying of restitution. So you're supposed to be making a minimum $800 per month payment, and you have not been doing that.
I've been making like $200, $300.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, I mean, I know that's what you've been making,
Yes.
but you're supposed to be making $800 payments.
I'm having hardship, a financial hardship.
What is the financial hardship?
I went on Social Security. I'm 64. I'm gonna be 65 in July.
Mhm.
They reduced my Social Security by $1,000 for a case in California that I need to go to California to close. Because I contacted them in 2021. They said all I had to do is go to California and they'll close the case. They say that I owe $117,000. They attached that case to Texas SSI. They're gonna take in $1,000. I have paid.
All right, so here's the thing. This person is owed $248,000. They want their money. And I understand that people have hardships and everything that's going on, but they want their money. They're entitled to their money.
4 different things that happened.
No, I understand, but you're gonna have to figure out a way.
Yes.
The minimum payments is supposed to be $800. And the complainant is saying that they've been receiving payments sporadically. It's not consistent. So
I paid $17,000.
$17,000 of $248,000. And I am sure that this person's life will never be the same again because of the nature of these charges. So
I'm
she
still
wants to be
waiting for the
paid.
Company to go
Mhm.
start the manufacturing. They moved back to Tucson, Arizona. They have new investors and the company's supposed to start manufacturing. And once they go public with the stocks, then I'll receive that.
When is this going to be done?
We think in about 2 months, Judge, and the company's name is Avimech, Avimech. They build helicopters. He is a shareholder in the company, he and his
I'm on the
partner.
board of directors.
So what they've been trying to do is take the company public. They had an investor, that investor got audited, so that kind of slowed down the
Yeah,
process. So they
messed
now
up
have a
everything.
new investor and they should go public. They moved the company physically from San Antonio to Tucson. And we believe about 2 months, Judge.
To start manufacturing.
All right, this is coming back on June 26th, and you had better make some payments.
Yes.
Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this case is coming back on June 26th. Vashawn, this case is coming back on June 26th to see where he is on making payments.
Maybe excuse, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. All right, so he entered a plea of true to 25, correct? And we're waiting for the complainant to appear, and she is here. All right, I believe this is family violence.
I may have a manager. I'm trying to get Ms. Jones here. This is her case.
Hello, just give us one moment. Are you the complainant, Samantha Hayes?
Samantha Rubio.
Samantha Rubio, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll need that corrected. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 3545 State versus John Thomas Hayes. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Ashley Jones for the state.
I feel for the defendant, John Thomas Hayes, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Hayes? All right, you entered a plea of true to violation of condition number 25, which is contacting the complainant, even though the court ordered no contact. And the court asked for this case to be recalled because the court was informed that the complainant was contacting the defendant, but then there were other issues where people were saying that she only started contacting him after he contacted her. So I want all of this cleared up so that I can make an informed decision on whether to continue him or not continue him. My understanding is that the complainant is here. She's present by Zoom. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Samantha Rubio.
And were you previously Samantha Hayes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any objection to the witness appearing by Zoom, state or the defense?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
No objection for the defendant, Your Honor.
Any questions for the witness?
Not from the state unless you wanted the state to ask,
Yes, if y'all have, because I'm assuming you all are requesting revocation.
actually, Your Honor, I think we were requesting, the,
Continue.
yes, with the mental health, treatment that the probation was recommending. as
All
well.
right, then I have a question. All right, so Ms. Rubio, you understand that I ordered that you're not, that the defendant, Mr. Hayes, is not to have any contact with you?
As of April 8th, yes.
No, I mean, this has been in effect since November 4th, 2024.
Nope, I was not aware. I was not at the hearing. I was only told on April 8th.
So you're telling me up until April 8th, you didn't know you were not supposed to have contact with him? Well,
I
I'm
knew
sorry,
there was-
I have no jurisdiction over you, but you're telling me that in April 8th, you just discovered that he's not supposed to have contact with you?
Yes, because I asked I think it was Marina when I spoke to her, what the conditions were. I was just aware that he was going to a health facility and he had 6 years probation because every time she contacted me, I was at work.
No, well, see, here's my thing. You're saying that you don't know that he's not supposed to have contact with you. And then I have a motion to revoke because he's constantly contacting you.
Again, on April 8th, when she told me there was a no contact because I asked what the conditions were, that's when I told her that he had contacted me.
All right, so here's the thing. You know you're not supposed to have contact with her. I don't know why you should remain on probation because my orders are very simple. My orders are no contact. Is there something somebody can explain to me then? Why doesn't he know that he's not supposed to have contact with her? Because it clearly states on his conditions, he's to have no contact with her. So whether she's contacting him or not, he knows he's not supposed to have contact with her.
There is a child involved, Your Honor. There's a 3-year-old child involved that they have a child together.
I understand that, but I told him no contact. And I always tell people when you have a child, guess what? You're going to have to go through a third party because we're here for a violation of bond protective order assault. So because you're here for a violation of bond or protective order, you know what that means? There have been previous orders that are in place that you have violated where a court has told you you're not to have contact with her. If there were not any previous violations, guess what? You wouldn't be in felony court for violation of bond and protective order. So I don't know if he's appropriate to be continued. I know the state is saying we want him continued. Probation may be saying You want him continued, but it appears that he doesn't understand what no contact means.
Your Honor, I want the court to consider the fact that Mr. Hayes has mental health issues. He has, initially, I was not the attorney at the time, but initially apparently he was deemed incompetent, and so he had to regain competency. And in that time period, apparently he has been in custody 782 days, almost 2 years, more than 2 years. If the court is gonna revoke Mr. Hayes, I just want the court to consider that and consider the record that he shows that he has mental health issues.
Okay, because I just don't, nobody has given me any reason why he shouldn't be revoked, because he's here for a violation of protective order, which means that a protective order has been placed and he's continued to violate it. That's why we're here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in felony court. When a court orders no contact, that's what it means. This whole thing, the complainant is saying she didn't know she wasn't supposed to have contact. She did. And let me just tell you why I believe she
May,
did.
can I say
No,
something?
No, you cannot. Let me tell you why I believe she knew she was not supposed to have contact. Because there's an order in place before they even got to this court that says he's not supposed to have any contact. So that means somebody had to go to court. And usually when they have on the civil side, these orders about no contact, the complainant is usually there and there's usually a representative for complainant. Normally, the person who has the protective order against them, usually they're not there, or either they waive or parties agree, you know what? We're just not going to have any contact with each other. So everybody knew there was supposed to be no contact. So when people come here saying they didn't know, they knew, because that's why we're here in the first place, because you previously violated a protective order. So there we are.
My understanding, the
Why
protect,
should I revoke him?
And Your Honor, if the state could just speak in, speaking with the complainant, I'm happy to ask the complainant now since I have her, but in speaking with the complainant, we did discuss the options involving this motion to revoke probation. My understanding from our conversation was that she wanted him on supervision as long as possible and to get treatment rather than just go to prison with no treatment, him get out and then still
Well,
have.
here's the thing. He can get treatment as prison. This is what I don't think people understand. What I've learned from these cases that involve violence, and I understand the circle of violence, I understand all of that. 9 times out of 10, from my experience as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, you know what people want? They want to remain in relationships with their partner who's abusive, right? Because they love them. But they want the court to make them behave. I can't make people be good boyfriends. I can't make people be good girlfriends. It just can't, I can't do that. And I cannot keep him on probation for the rest of his life so that he can be a decent father or a decent boyfriend. Can't do it. He has been violating my order. And when you look at the motion to revoke with him contacting her, it's March 20th, March 16th, February 14th, February 4th, February 2nd, January 25th, January 21st, January 19th, January 18th, January 12th, January 11th. Telephone, mail, or in person. I can't make people be good partners for people. I don't have that authority. Either people want to be a good partner or they don't. I know that's what people would love, for this to be a family unit, for he to be in your life, for y'all to be a happy, loving family, and for him to be a good father. But I don't have any control over that. I don't think he's a good candidate. I don't know how many times I have to tell that. I mean, that's the number one thing. Report, no contact. Whether she knew it or not, which I think she knew, he's not supposed to have contact. And if I were to continue him, you know what's going to end up happening? He's going to get released. They're going to have contact. She going to call him. Then he's going to come to me. And whoever's attorney is going to say, well, she's the one who contacted him. And this relationship is not going to work. So I don't think he should be continued. Is there a trial court certification?
Yes, we did sign one.
All right, let me
First
see.
time.
Do you all want to agree on a time?
Your Honor, if we can have just a moment to confer.
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.